Do this, but we're not covering those today, which is when I do a combo of an Achilles and an ankle at the same time. I would drop that a little bit. Obviously, I'm not going to spray her because I'm not taping her for real, so I'm not going to do that to her, but I would spray her down with sticky spray, Tough Skin, because to my opinion, there are trainers that do it and it's not necessarily wrong, but if you don't spray it, what happens is the top is going to slide down like a sock. And that to me is just pointless. A tape job, an ankle tape job that moves is, why did you bother to do it? Okay? Except for people that are allergic to adhesives. Those people exist. And if they are, then obviously you cannot spray them down. So I'm assuming I sprayed this down. Heel and lace pad to prevent blisters, friction. Some trainers start on the bottom, I start on the top because I just can't get my ankle down there. A proper tape job, ankle tape job, starts just below the gastroc. There are people that do low ankle tape jobs. Officially, those are incorrect. So, and especially with guys with hair on their legs, I tend to start the pre-wrap a little bit higher because I'm nice like that. Okay? Snug. Not too loose, not too tight, overlap by about half, down. Okay, now here's a crucial part. You cannot continue to just spiral down because it's just not going to work because you've got to get around the back of the ankle. So, the back goes down, the top comes up. This is the only way you're going to clear the ankle. And then in the foot, you spiral down a little bit. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
Some trainers will do multiple layers of pre-wrap. It is not wrong, but I don't believe in that because assuming I've sprayed her leg down, the only layer of pre-wrap that's getting stuck down to her is the first one. And then every other layer has room to move. Did you get that? Okay.
So you spray her before and after the pre-wrap?
Just before, just to hold down the pre-wrap. Okay, so with one layer, just that is stuck down. It is my job as the taper to make sure that she maintains complete dorsiflexion, 90 degrees. Okay, I'm going to show you both ways. I cheat on my tape jobs, I ain't going to lie, because they come out good that way. Okay, I pull out tape and come straight up, lay that down where it wants to go, lay that down where it wants to go straight, and guess what? It's always straight. There are trainers that will lay tape and roll.
Make more compression on it.
It is not wrong. There's a lot of trainers that do that. It is not wrong. I don't do it because then my ankle has to be perfect. And I don't do it because when you roll one way or the other, I can change the mechanics of her foot, and I have less control over the tightness. So that's why I cheat. And sorry guys, do the pull-out method and go straight up the middle. Sorry, I can't think of another thing to call it, no disrespect. Okay? So this is one anchor around the bottom of the foot. Anchors are pieces of tape that your functional strips will attach to. Okay, we'll get to functional strips. This is anchor around the top. So help me God, if I ever see anyone pull a stirrup from lateral to medial, I'll kill you. Never, ever. Okay, this is a stirrup where you go from medial to lateral. And I always kind of give that a little tug and lay that down. Why did I do that? Why did I pull medial to lateral?
Whole foot.
Because what's the most common kind of ankle sprain? An inversion, right? So whenever you're taping an injury, so we're assuming she sprained her ankle and I'm going to send her back out on the soccer field. Most of the time, your most common way of spraining your ankle is in. I want to prevent that, so I'm pulling out. You always tape to the opposite. She sprained, she rolled in, I'm pulling out. Even if there's, your person has an eversion ankle sprain, I would never pull in because she's going to roll her ankle the other way, you know? So at that point, if she had an eversion ankle sprain where her foot is pulling out, I just maybe wouldn't pull as hard. But never, don't ever let me or any other trainer see you pulling out. I don't know about any other trainer, but so help me God, don't let me see you pulling the other way. This would be more pretty if this were tied down. So that's 1. This is 2. I'm overlapping by about half. I gave that a little tug. 3. Okay? Right around the heel. Some trainers do bring this around the arch of the foot, and God help me, I don't know why. Okay, on the way down, I'm going to show you my way. On the way up, I'm going to show you the way that, in my class, I don't care if you take my way. But if you go into an athletic training program, don't let them see you do it. This is how you tape fast. Bam. Done with that part. Okay? For those of you going into an AT program, do not do that on your test. You can do that in real life, which is why I just showed it to you. It goes so much faster. Okay. Horseshoe around the back of the ankle. 1. Put up. 2. It gets tiring having to hold your foot up. If she had a bigger foot, if she were a basketball player or football player or something, I might need 3. But her foot is small.
Soccer players.
Okay. Different ways, different trainers, different ways. But I'm going into heel locks. 45 degrees across the center of the joint. Around the bottom. Around the back. Around the top. Back to start. Now I'm 45 degrees in the other direction. So that's 1 heel lock, 1 way. Around the bottom, around the back, around the top, back to start. Now I have 1 heel lock in each direction. You need 2 for a proper tape job. So I'm going to start in the other direction. 45 degrees across the center, around the bottom, around the back, around the top, back to start. And I don't know if you guys notice, I'm using my fingers to help guide the tape around the back. Around the bottom, around the back. I don't know if you guys see my thumb coming around the back, helping to lay that tape down. Around the top, and there's my forefinger helping to lay down tape. Back to start. Now I've got 2 heel locks in each direction. That is required. 2 heel locks in each direction. I know that the way I tape, I end up with a little open spot back here. No big. I'm just going to lay down a piece of tape to close that up. Okay, I'm going to close up the bottom of her foot. I'm not pulling. I'm really just kind of laying this down. Figure 8, required. Center of the bottom of the foot is your location for this. So again, some trainers roll tape. That's fine. But your starting point and your angle have to be perfect to get your tape flat. I can't do that. So again, pull-out method. Okay, right up on the bottom of the foot. I'm kind of guesstimating this side. Okay, lay that down wherever it wants to go. It's flat. And then, same thing, around the back, back to start. That's 1 figure 8. Did you guys get that? I went around the foot, right around the top, that's a figure 8. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. 1 more, 2 figure 8s. This is a cast. And you know what I forgot? A shark.
Yeah.
Wow. That's okay, we'll unwrap. Dude, I remember tape. The little cutter, the tape cutter.
He's like, where's the shark?
Okay, I am not done. Just because I have my functional strips down, my stirrups, my horseshoes, My heel locks and my figure eights are all the functional strips. Those are everything that's gonna put her ankle where I want it, that are gonna, not immobilize, but they're gonna restrict her ankle. And that's the purpose of the tape job. So, now I've gotta close up. It's called closing up. So, I'm gonna close up anchor on foot. And officially, you must break tape. When you test in an athletic training program for your ankle, this is the way you must test. Every strip has to be individual. And if you noticed, as I came up her calf, I went from basically straight to angled. Okay, because if you go straight across her calf is not a perfect cylinder, your tape will not lay flat. You have to angle tape. And you know what, that just comes with experience, really.
So do you angle it like towards the, you angle
Yeah, it
towards
starts angling
up in the
yeah, and as you go down, it starts flattening out.
Okay.
Am I done?
Why do you need individual pieces of tape?
Because officially, rolling white tape is a no-no because you could make it too tight. I do it all the time. Am I done? What am I missing?
Yes, you can.
I am done.
Yes,
Pat
you're
done.
done. Right.
I am done, but your tape is not done until you've pat it down. Okay? Just kind of make sure everything is good and sticky together.
Question.
What about
Check for circulation, huh?
And yeah, you would, but her toes are painted. But you know what? I can look at her foot and see that, you know, her toes aren't blowing up. You know,
Just like if you press her big toe, the
Yeah,
the
you
blood
could.
should come.
you could.
Yeah, because
That's my ankle.
I feel like you need a